Lesson 5. What is success? And we're going to look at it from the Earl Nightingale analogy. And the quote for the lesson is this: success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal or ideal, by Earl Nightingale. These lessons are going to be a bit different because we're going to be breaking down Earl Nightingale's story called The Strangest Secret. It's an audio recording that he did way back in the 1900s to talk about success, and we're going to get some principles and life lessons from that to really help us understand what success is. So the first quote or the first statement from this audio that really caught my attention was this: some years ago, the late Nobel Prize Dr. Albert was asked by a reporter, "Doctor, what is wrong with men today?" And the great doctor was silent for a moment, and then he said, "Men simply don't think." And I think that is the first piece where it really caught me, that men simply don't think. It will be explained later on, but a lot of us really don't put our mind into practice. And then moving forward, he talks about what is success. And then he says, first, we have to define success here as the best definition possible, that success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Success is the school teacher who is teaching because that is what they wanted to do. Success is the entrepreneur who starts his own company because that was his dream and that is what he wanted to do. Success is the petrol man or the gas man who is serving at the gas station because that is what he had planned for himself. And success is the salesperson who is working on bettering his sales skills because he wanted to work in sales. And so people with goals succeed because they know where they are going. It is that simple. Failures, on the other hand, believe that their lives are shaped by circumstances, by things that happen to them, by exterior forces. And here we see Earl saying that, success is you doing what you had predetermined for yourself to do. That is what success is. So that if you wanted to be a teacher and you are now teaching, you are successful. If you wanted to be an entrepreneur and you now have a venture, you are successful. If you wanted to work at the gas station and you are now working at the gas station, you are successful. So success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. So what would be ideal? What would you actually want to do? And when you start to do that, you already are successful. And then he continues to say that the reason why the difference between successful people and the failures is that successful people know where they are going, and failures allow their life to be controlled by external environment. And then he goes further to say, this is the strangest secret. Now, why do I call it strange and why do I call it a secret? Actually, it isn't a secret at all. It was first promulgated by some of the earliest men in history, and it appears again throughout the Bible and throughout history. But very few people have learned or understood it. That is why it is strange, and that is why for some reason it still virtually remains a secret. So the principle that success is a progressive realization of a worthy ideal has been talked about over and over again. And the principle that we become what we think about, has been, talked about in the Bible, in history, yet people still, people do not put this into practice, that they become what they think about. And that is also why it is a secret. Then Earl goes ahead to say, our mind can do any kind of job we assign it to. But generally speaking, we use it for little jobs instead of the big ones. So decide now, what is it you want to do, and then plant the goal in your mind. And then he goes ahead to give a very beautiful example. He compares the mind to the land. That the land will grow anything that you put into it, whether you put weeds or you put plants, they will all grow. So the mind doesn't matter, doesn't choose what you put into it, it will bring it forth in equal measure. So we should be putting in the right things into our brain to ensure that it gives us the results that we want. Every one of us is the sum total of our own thoughts. We are where we are exactly because we really want to be there and because we deserve to be there. And so whether we admit it or not, we are exactly where we deserve to be. And so he argues that all of us are in total control of our thoughts, and because we become what we think about, where we are at the moment is as a result of what we've been thinking about. So if you want to be in a better place, think better. If you want to improve, think better. And that is what he's saying in that statement as well. So when you look at the strangest secret, when you listen to that audio, some of the reasons that you'll find that really inspired me to also put it as part of this course series is the fact that he really breaks down what success is, and he says the progressive realization of a worthy ideal, that we become what we think about, that is what success is. And so we really need to go out there knowing that success is doing what we had intended to do primarily, and that whatever we think we can do it. In this course and in the course series, we've learned about it's impossible to think an impossible thought, and Earl Nightingale confirms it again. So what are the practical skills? What are the practical skills that could help us realize success? Earl Nightingale gives us a very good practical skills. He calls it the 30-day action plan. And in this 30-day action plan, you will you write down on a card what it is you want more than anything else. It may be more money, perhaps you'd like to double your income or make a specific amount of money or do something else. So the first step is write it down on paper. The second step is stop thinking about what it is you fear each time, because fear brings negative thoughts and fear replaces the positive energy with negative energy. So we should not be thinking about what we are afraid of. Rather, we should be thinking of the opportunities and replacing fear with positive thoughts and positive environment. And so while we are on the goal, where we are on the 30-day challenge of bringing our goal to life, always think about the opportunity and less about the fear. And then he also says that your success will always be measured by the quality and quantity of service you render. Most people will tell you that they want to make more money without understanding this law. So the more services we render, the more successful we become. So we need not to worry about the success. We only need to worry about how much more services are we rendering to the people. And then he also talks about we have got to put the fuel in before we can expect the heat. Likewise, we've got to be of service first before we expect the money. Don't concern yourself with the money. Be of service. Build, work, dream, create. Do this and you will find that there is no limit to prosperity and abundance that will come to you. So the summary of the practical skills for this lesson is really this. Identify what you want to do or what you want to change, and then do that for 30 days consistently with a positive attitude and on a focused mind. And then realize that your success will be in exact proportion to your contribution. So don't focus on the success, focus on the work. And I hope I've tried to sort of break down what success means and the analogy of Earl Nightingale. I'll list down a link to the audio because it's a long audio. It's around 30 minutes. You listen to it and then you put it into practice. But with that, I'll see you on the next one.